Right, so this little session is about your tongue. So we tend to forget about things like this because we're too busy focusing on big muscles, which is what we tend to focus on in things like exercise classes. So the fascia of your tongue affects everything else in your body. It's basically attached all the way down to your feet. And one way of allowing some release in your jaw, maybe in your back, maybe even down all the way into your legs, is to do some work with your tongue. So, without holding your breath and without clenching your jaw, can you allow the tip of your tongue to touch the top row of teeth right at the very back? So, the back tooth, the inside of that back tooth, can your tongue touch it without feeling that you need to make a face? So, the less expression, the better. Mouth can be open a little bit if you want to. And just allow your tongue to feel the ridges. And then let it move along to the next one. It's just the back of the tooth it's feeling. So you can start to feel where one tooth ends and the other tooth begins. And then we'll go along to the next one. And then the next one. And then the next one. So you're being aware of where you are, the room that you're in, the surface that you're sitting on or lying down on. And just keep working your way along, noticing the shape of the tooth, the ridges, the gaps, if you had any teeth shaken out. Where you might even notice where the gum ends and your tooth begins. And you just keep working your way along, aware of your breath, the feet, your hands, softness in your face and around the eyes. And you might notice when you get to the other end, it might not be as easy, or it might be easier. It depends what it's like at the other end when your tongue touches the final tooth. Just notice if it feels any different. Now, when you've done the whole row, and if you're not quite there yet, you can pause the video until you are, and then you can come back. Then start to go on the inside of the bottom row. So let that tongue come down and start to touch the back tooth on the bottom row. And then start to work your way along. Noticing again the height of the tooth or ridges, any gaps, if it feels different to the tooth that's next to it. Do you feel when the bigger teeth, double teeth end and the single tooth begins? Where the gum begins and where the gum ends and the tooth begins. And then keep working your way along. That's nice, taking it slow, not holding your breath. Just noticing what you notice, pausing when you need to. Remember, you can pause the video if you want to and come back. When you get to the end, allow your tongue to then come to the front. Go back to the top tooth on the top row where you began at the back and touch the front of that tooth with your tongue. It's going to be very different. You're in between the actual mouth itself and the tongue and the tooth, and your tongue is there, and it's going to start to feel that top first tooth at the back there and work its way along. And you can see the shape of your mouth will change. And then start to work your way along each tooth, noticing the width, the height, the ridges, any gaps. Pause the video if you need to, if I'm going too quickly. And when you get all the way along to the other end, go down at the bottom row, find the front of that back tooth and start to work your way along, touching each tooth, noticing the height and the width, any ridges, any gaps, where the gum is. Then when you get to the end, pause for a moment. Just notice how your mouth feels now. And with the tip of your tongue, come along to one of your cheeks, doesn't matter which one, whichever one feels best for you to start with, and draw a circle with your tongue, tip of your tongue, inside the cheek. And then reverse it. Then run your tongue along the top row, along the bottom row, inside. Go back up, down, up, down. And go to the other cheek and draw your circle. Do a few. Relax your eyes. And then reverse it. And then relax your tongue. Close your eyes for a moment. Notice the width of your tongue, where it begins, where it ends, how far back down the throat it goes, the space above the tongue, like a little cave where the roof of the mouth is. And now let the top of your tongue rest on the roof of your mouth without pressing. Just notice it just gently touching. Okay, the tip of your tongue will be behind your top teeth, the middle teeth, just touching. And just notice how allowing your tongue to rest here softens the rest of your face. Just notice when you notice what you notice when you get up and walk around, how you feel for the rest of the day. And this lesson is here for you to practice as often as you need it, and just experiment with it and play with it.